Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. It's been 1 year since Patrick Thaiday disappeared from Lake Macquarie, and police are stepping up their appeal for help to solve the mystery. The 60-year-old was last seen at his Macquarie Hills home at about 12 a.m. on Sunday, December 6, and was later sighted on Macquarie Road at Cardiff and Bayview Street at Warners Bay. Police will address the media this morning. At least 100 public school teachers from the Newcastle region are travelling to Sydney to protest at State Parliament. The Teachers Federation says its members are fed up with the government's lack of action to address teacher shortages, unsustainable workloads and pay issues, which they've been in negotiations about for 18 months. Limited supervision will be available at schools on a case-by-case basis. Regional organiser Jack Galvin-Waite says they hope the mass strike action will force the government to address the issues.
In the Hunter, en masse, schools will be shut, and en masse, teachers in the Hunter are travelling to Sydney for a mass rally. There's other rallies being organised across the state.
Meanwhile, staff from the University of Newcastle will address a Senate Select Committee in Newcastle today over the increasing casualisation of the uni workforce. National Tertiary Education Union member at the University of Newcastle, Dr Chloe Killen, will address today's hearing, telling committee members insecure work deprives casual staff of financial security and the ability to plan their lives. The union says only 1 in 3 people employed by Australian universities enjoy secure, ongoing work. Fire has destroyed a home at Maitland this morning. Crews arrived just before 1:30 to find the single-level home on the New England Highway engulfed in flames. It took them 3 hours to fully extinguish the fire, and the roof collapsed at the height of the blaze. Police say no one was home at the time, and the fire is being treated as suspicious. A University of Newcastle study is suggesting PFAS contamination and Wi-Fi radiation might have a big impact when it comes to male fertility. It's now believed environmental stresses, thought to be safe to our DNA, could actually disrupt sperm RNA and even prove lethal to embryos. Dr Jeffrey Diulis says the findings could change the way we treat male fertility issues.
So the big take-home message, I think, from this is that it puts more emphasis on men's health immediately prior to conception. And the next part of this work will be to looking at educating people on this, and particularly men, and that they may have to take more responsibility in terms of their personal health.
Nominations for the 2022 Newcastle Volunteer Service Awards are now open in celebration of International Volunteer Day. Newcastle residents are encouraged to nominate anyone who they believe has offered outstanding service to the community over the past year. Federal Newcastle MP Sharon Claydon says volunteers are vital to the social and economic strength of the community.
Volunteers are just the lifeblood of our community. These are the people who keep our surf clubs going, keep all our weekend sports operating. They're also doing all of this important community welfare work. So it is totally unimaginable to me what would happen if suddenly those volunteers weren't there.
2NURFM Sport.
Merewether surfer Jackson Baker says he is still in shock after qualifying for the World Tour with his top 12 finish at the qualifiers yesterday. Baker will join fellow Merewether Surfboard Club teammates Morgan Siblick and Ryan Callanan on the tour next year, which will be the club's first trio of competitors to the event since the 1990s. New South Wales Rugby League has announced that NRL legend and New South Wales Origin coach Brad Fittler will be in Kurri Kurri over the next 2 afternoons, hosting a clinic for up-and-coming players. Fittler has been touring around regional New South Wales hosting the clinics and will be joined by Sky Blues coach Kylie Hilda at the sessions. Jets W League coach Ash Wilson says the squad's depth has already been tested 1 week into the new season, but is confident in the calibre of players at the club. The side will be without midfielder Bethany Gordon for this Friday's home game against Wellington, as well as Tiana Jabba, who serves a 1-week suspension. Meanwhile, Chief Executive Shane Matiski says he is confident of a big crowd for their doubleheader at McDonald Jones Stadium this Friday, as the men's and women's both prepare to take on Wellington Phoenix. That's sport. I'm James Paris.
And the winning numbers in Monday Lotto are 9, 14, 17, 25, 30 and 41, and the supplementaries are 6 and 16. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.